If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs. Got a Janai lady showing you the shoulders, white tiger spaldrons or paulders or shoulder blades. I don't know what the difference is, they're all the same. Those are the shoulders. Terrace of the Endless Spring, heroic version, Lich is the boss. The chest piece, blade scored carapace. Ice Crown Citadel, normal 10-man, Deathbringer's cash, 11% on the drop rate. Now we have an anime bubbling belt. What this has to do with anime is beyond me. Throne of Thunder, heroic Cache of Storms, 10% on the drop rate. And now we're going to show you the legs, which drop from the same raid as the chest piece, and matter of fact, the same exact boss. Ice Crown Citadel, normal 10-man, 15%, Deathforge leg plates. Deathbringer's Cache is who drops it. Of course, we're going to show you the feet as well. Heavenly Jade Great Boots, Mugasha Vaults, heroic. Cobalt Guardians drop it, and I believe there's more than one Guardian. 15% on the drop rate from that old mop raid. The hands, White Tiger Handguards, Heart of Fear, Windlord Meljarek. Make sure you're set to go into the heroic version, almost 20%, so decent drop rate on those hands. We have a Tauren showing you the Tabard, Angler's Tabard, Krasarang Wilds. Of course, this is something you're going to have some rep with, Exalted and Gold. The headpiece, Tiger, White Tiger Helmet, Terrace of the Spring, heroic. You can see the boss, and the weapon is straight out of Dalaran, old school Wrath version. This set was sent to me by a subscriber. It's really amazing, I have to say. Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic to pick up the shoulders. Old Paladin tier set there. The chest card of Virulent, Mutigans, Uldir, Vectus is the boss, and kind of a low drop rate. The chest doesn't really matter. It's going to be covered by that Tabard, which is a horde-only Tabard, by the way. The belt, plate, belt of the War Healer, Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic, of course, so that's kind of like the tier set that we're playing with here. Moving on, we're going to show you the legs, Sky Strider Greaves, Throne of the Four Winds, heroic. Heart of Wind, 22% on the drop rate to pick up the legs. Moving on to feet, Molten Tantrum Boots, Blackwing Descent, heroic, Magma, first boss, I believe. Kind of a fair drop rate to pick up those old boots. The hands, White Tiger Handguards, this is the LFR version, Heart of Fear. Windlord Meljarek is the boss. And the back, Parrot Feather Cloak. This is one of the things that I did change. You could go with a red cloak as well. I just went with something a little bit more conservative. Tabard, Sunreaver Tabard. Ice Crown Citadel, Sunreaver's Quartermaster, 50 Champion Seals. The headpiece, Ferocious Gladiator Scaled Helm. I kind of changed it here. Oh no, that's the one. That's the Scaled Helm. That's the Horde version. That's why it's... And the weapon is something I changed and kind of regret. There's many red weapons you could use. This kind of blue always works for Paladin. We're going to start off with the shoulders, Spalders of the Silver Defender, Trial of the Crusader, heroic 10-man, Champion's Cash, 5% on the drop rate. Keep in mind, that is Alliance only. The chest piece is the chest plate of Rolling Fury, Blackrock Foundry. There's the boss. He has a lot of Oreo cookies, not sure why, 20% on the drop rate. The belt, Bubbling Anime Belt, Throne of Thunder, heroic, Cache of Storms, 14% on the drop rate to pick up the belt. Moving on, the legs are part of the same set as the chest, I believe. Crimson Carapace leg plates. It drops from High Mall. You get Formidable Leggings, and then they turn into the Crimson thing, and that's how that works. The feet, Hypersensitive Solarids. Throne of Thunder, heroic, Cache of Storms, 12% on the drop rate. The hands, Gauntlets of Revelation, Trial of the Champion, the Black Knight, kind of one of my favorites, 10% on the drop rate. The back, Azor Silk Cape Vanilla level tailoring, so you can find your local tailor or just buy it at your local auction house. Got a Zandalari lady showing you the August Sentinel's Tabard, which you can buy from the Quartermaster for gold if you have Exalted rep. The head, Helm of Thunderous Rampage, $1 in Wrath of the Lich King, 200 gold, and it's yours. The weapon, Calamity's Edge, which is Hellfire Citadel, Archimon, 15%. A rather straightforward looking Paladin set. The shoulders, Mantle of Winged Triumph, Siege of Orgrimmar, looking for raid version, Siegecraft or Black Fuse, kind of a decent drop rate to get that old Paladin tier set. Matter of fact, you're going to find a lot of Paladin old tier sets. Anyway, the Breastplate of Radiant Glory, Dragon Soul, Lesser Cache of Aspects, great drop rate on the chest piece, which really isn't that important given the tabard is covering it up. Got a Dwarf showing you the belt, the Great Belt of Living Waters, Siege of Orgrimmar, LFR version, Tears of the Veil is where it drops, 20%, good drop rate on the Dwarf there, who's kind of on amphetamines, running kind of fast. The Leg Plates of Radiant Glory, got to head to Dragon Soul to pick those up. Yeah, Yorsad, the unsleeping guy, the boss who has insomnia, got to get it from him. The Tauren Lady is stepping up and showing you the feet, sort of. Dark Sower is the place. War Chest, that's Alliance only, by the way. The Gauntlets of Winged Triumph, Siege of Orgrimmar, LFR version, General Nazgrim is the boss. And the back, also an Alliance only piece, 7th Legionnaires, Bloody Drape, various rares and elites in Arathi Highlands. Pick up that drape. A lot of blue substitutes you can use, though. Tabard of the Lightbringer, keep in mind, got to kill Lich King on, not on Heroic, but with Shadowworn, so you could get that piece. The head, or yeah, that would be the tabard. Anyway, a little too fast for the head, but the weapon is straight out of Icecrown Citadel, Heroic 10-man as well. Very unique looking set here for a Paladin, but I think it works. Brown usually doesn't work for Paladin, but in this case, I think it does. Heart of Fear, Blade Lord Tyak, 10% on the drop rate to pick the shoulders up. The chest piece, very easy to get. You just got to find a blacksmith who has mop level blacksmithing. Check your local blacksmith or auction house to pick up the chest piece. The belt, which we have a Dwarf Paladin showing you, Siege of Orgrimmar, Poison Binder's Girth, Sun Tenderheart drops it at a 17% drop rate. And the legs are part of the same tier set, I believe, as the chest, which is mop level. Mop level blacksmithing. Check your local blacksmith or auction house to pick those ghost kind of leggings up. The feet, Prideful Gladiators of your horde, it would be Grievous. Mop PvP vendor, just I think 2 marks of honor for the boots. Not sure if it's 1 or 2. Either way, you could afford it. Gauntlets of Ancient Steel, mop level blacksmithing. Check your local auction house or blacksmith. The back piece is from Old Year Fetid Devourer, drops it at a roughly 9% drop rate. Got a Torrent showing you Radiant Lightbringer Crown, Heroic Tomb of Sargeras, Etrigan is the boss, kind of a decent drop rate. The Tabard Cenarian Expedition, Zangarmarsh, of course, from BC, 1 gold, plus you'll need some rep, not sure if it's Revered or Exalted. And the weapon is a quest reward from your garrison. Yeah, we got a lot of blue and yellow going here, but that always works for Paladins. The Fierce Gladiator Scaled Shoulders, this is the Alliance version. Legion PvP vendor, a few marks of honor to get the shoulders. You're better off buying the whole set because there's a solid 3 or 4 pieces in this set. The chest of the Bitter Charms. Nexaram is 25-man, normal. Hygen the Unclean is the boss. Decent drop rate, too. Got a dude showing you the Great Belt of Living Waters, Siege of Orgrimmar. That's the regular version. Tears of the Veil is where it drops, 20% on the drop rate to get that belt with the blue jewel. Moving on, the Leggards of the Apostle. Nexaram is 25-man. Hygen the Unclean. Bring him some soap, 17% on the drop rate. Moving on, we're going to take a look at the boots, which are part of the tier set from Legion, a PvP or tier set. Like I said, that's the 3rd or 4th piece from that set, so just better off buying the whole set. The hands also from the Fierce Gladiator Scaled Gauntlets. Keep in mind that is the Alliance only version. The back, Crazy Cenarian Cloak, which is a quest reward from Tarokar Forest. That's a quest reward from BC. The tabard obviously is Alliance only. Stormwind, Frostfire Ridge, ironically, is where you get it from a quest reward Ferocious Gladiator Scaled Helm, Legion PvP Vendor, cost you a few marks of honor to get the headpiece, and the weapon, Honed Void Axe. It's a quest reward from Old School Nagrand. If you're still listening up and until now, I want to say thank you for watching, and I'll close out by saying what I always say: whatever it is by you, whether it is morning, afternoon, or night, make your day epic.